guys, it's Kylie here, ReKreate Women's Fitness, and I'm excited today to be with the lovely Jen Barret. Now, Jen has been with ReKreate for 2 years, and I'm really excited for her to share her story with you today. So, Jen, do you want to tell everyone a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so Jen, I am 38 and I grew up in Wollongong. I actually lived in Sydney for a number of years and moved back to the area 2 years ago, so that's when I joined the gym. Yeah, I'm well and truly on my fitness journey and feeling better and better by the day.
So, Jen, before we start, tell us about what your life was like prior to coming to ReKreate Women's Fitness, and then we'll touch on why you decided to come.
So I would say around exercise and fitness, it wasn't really a solid routine. There was probably a lack of consistency, a bit of ignorance around food, and I needed some structure.
Yeah.
And especially for my mental health as well. So that's been a huge focus for me over the last couple of years.
So main things for you were just to try and find that consistency, feel better.
Yep.
You touched on mental health. Tell me a little bit about that, if that's okay.
Yep.
Where you're at, tell me a little bit about yourself in that.
Yeah. So over
sense.
the last 8 years, I would say my mental health's been quite up and down.
Yeah.
Definitely periods of, being in the hole, but most, frequently the anxiety, which is pretty much under control now.
Yeah.
It's been a year, so I've had to make sure that I am in control of the things that I can control and not focus too much around, things that happen in life that are outside of my control.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
So, firstly, you've been here at ReKreate now for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Why have you stayed so long? Tell me about your journey since being here at ReKreate.
Yeah, so I've been here consistently for 2 years.
She has.
Try to be very consistent, purely because I've been able to nail a routine that I have every day. I stick to that routine, but most importantly, it's about community.
Yeah.
And that all comes back to you too.
Oh.
And what you've built here.
That's lovely.
But I've made some amazing friends. I've made some awesome connections in my time here, and I love all of the trainers, and it's just a really great environment to train in, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
Yeah, we don't want you to go either. So you've touched on, feeling unwell and a bit out of control,
Mm-hmm.
and needed to get into that routine.
Mm-hmm.
And you've been here for 2 years, and you're obviously helping you with your mental health.
Mm-hmm.
And you've touched on community at ReKreate Women's Fitness. It is so good that you've said that, because a gym isn't about being a size 8, is it?
No.
It's not about that at all.
And I never will be.
But it's not.
No.
It's not about that, unless that's your total dream, but maybe it is. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's way more than that. It's way more than the things that you've touched on. Helping you deal with mental stress, your anxiety, feeling supported, making friendships, just growing as a person.
Yeah.
What would be your biggest achievement in coming here to ReKreate Women's Fitness?
Yeah, so I think I'm definitely the strongest and fittest that I've been, I would say, probably close to 7 or 8 years, since my early 30s.
Yeah.
And at that point I was really focused on like CrossFit, and I was running every day, and it was all a bit hectic, whereas this is a much more realistic way to live my life, and it's a lifestyle that works. In terms of accomplishments, definitely on the back of the last challenge, I found there's a new, not just respect, but there's been an awful lot of change for me mentally around food, and actually pushing myself beyond where I think my limits are in terms of weights and stuff.
You wait for next year.
Yeah. Can't wait for fitness testing for next year.
Oh, yes, yes.
So, yeah, just pushing myself, and the trainers that are here are very focused on, if they see you doing a bench press with 20 kilos weights, it's like, no, well, you can go to the next step.
Yeah.
Makes me sound so much stronger. But, just pushing you to that next level.
Knowing that you're capable of more.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people in here, especially when they first come in, obviously, they're anxious, they have so much self-doubt. Gyms can be so intimidating. And then, you're involved in the classes and the trainers are watching and keeping an eye on you. And then they're like, Jen, we know you can do more than that. And then you're like, okay, yeah. And we're not here to hurt you. We're here to help you. Like, we're here to say, you've got more in you and we know you can do it. Yeah. Just like a personal training session, really. Yeah. And you've come forward in leaps and bounds. Yeah. If you can give anyone advice out there that's in sort of a similar position to you, just not in routine, just not feeling good, struggling, just with lots of things within themselves, what's your piece of advice that you would give to women out there in your same situation? Yeah,
I mean, there's definitely a couple of things around, and it ties back to the mental health part of that as well. Yeah. Not to invest too much time and energy in things that you don't have control over. I think it sounds cliche, but it's true. 100% true. Yeah. And to just move forward in bite-sized pieces. So if it's a fear of joining a gym or a fear of even starting exercise, just start small. It could be a walk around the block, or
love it.
It could be just doing, going to Kmart and buying hand weights and doing weights at home or something like that. Yeah. So just inch by inch, like kind of day by day, you work your way forward. In the long run, that mounts up to something 100%. Huge. Yeah. Yeah. Don't ever think that, you have to do the diet and you have to do this and you have to do that. And then, because I know, and we know through experience and working with women all the time, that they just try and take it all on and they're just going to fail, or they're going to feel like a failure. Yeah. So like Jen said, those are just 1%, or just making that one change consistently is going to get you such great results and put you where you want to be, really. And I think also too, that when you step foot in a gym environment, I mean, I've been to gyms that are male and female, and it's a very isolating experience at times, very intimidating experience. But when you come in here, there's no comparison culture. It's like you're not comparing yourself to other people that are here. It's like everyone is one and the same, and we're all like-minded. And so, there's a lot to be said for a gym that has that kind of culture. Oh, I love it. Thanks, Jen. Well, I want to thank Jen for coming in and sharing your story. It's been lovely, and we love having you here. And Jen's going to be here for a long time. I will. I'm going to give you a big hug. Oh, thanks, Jen. That's all right.